Hey mama, welcome to Pregnancy Unpacked. I'm Trish, a labor nurse of 16 years, mom of 7, and your birth bestie. And I'm going to be walking you through not just baby bumps and fruit sizes, but the entire identity shift that pregnancy will be for you. Each episode drops every Wednesday, and we're going to unpack what's happening in your body, what to expect, what to do, what's normal, even when it feels extremely weird, and how to actually feel supported emotionally and physically. You're going to hear from me where I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm going to be cheering you on along the way. You can follow along each Wednesday because pregnancy deserves more than outdated advice and Google anxiety. All right, today we're going to talk about the part of early pregnancy that a lot of people are not prepared for. And it's that strange little window between 6 and 8 weeks where you don't look pregnant, but your body, your brain, your emotions, they're all screaming, something is happening in here. And this is the week where early pregnancy hits full force. The hormones are spiking, your symptoms are starting to peak, and you might be wondering if it's normal to feel like you're falling apart. I'm Trish, a labor nurse for 16 years, a mom of 7, and I'm going to unpack over the course of the next weeks and months exactly what's going on inside your body and your mind. So during weeks 6 to 8 is what we're chatting about today, and knowing that these symptoms are actually a good sign, and how to care for yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally through this wild hormonal ride. So let's unpack it. So at this point, baby is still teeny tiny, about the size of a sweet pea to the size of a raspberry, but development is moving fast, like extra fast. Here's what's happening in your body. Baby's neural tube, which becomes the brain and spinal cord, is closing. Their little teeny tiny heart is beating around 110 to 160 beats per minute by the end of week 8. Arms, legs, fingers, and toes are beginning to form, and organs like the lungs, the kidneys, and the liver are developing. The placenta is also starting to form and take over the hormone production, but it's not fully in charge just yet. But here's the deal. Until your placenta steps in, your body is working overtime to sustain this pregnancy, and that's where these hormone spikes come in. So we're going to talk about the hormones and why you feel so weird. So 3 major hormones are rising like crazy right now. There's HCG. Now bear with me, human chorionic gonadotropin. This is the hormone detected by your pregnancy test. Between weeks 6 and 8, HCG levels double every 48 to 72 hours. High HCG equals more symptoms. Hello, nausea. Levels peak around 9 to 11, then start to decline slightly. That's why a lot of women start to feel better and aren't having what we say morning sickness, which I don't know why anyone named it morning sickness. So the stat, the average HCG levels at 6 weeks is about 1,080 to 56,000. That is a huge range, but it's totally normal. The next little culprit is progesterone. This relaxes smooth muscle, which is why you feel constipated and bloated. It helps thicken your uterine lining and sustain the early pregnancy. So your body is like working to prepare this home for your baby, but it also makes you feel very sleepy, foggy, and that is why you're crying at every stinking commercial and TV show. It makes you emotional. The next one is estrogen. It increases the blood flow and supports the placenta. It also contributes to the sore, tingly breasts, the mood changes, and nausea. So for some of you guys, you are having way more symptoms than others, and this just all is tying into how much your levels are. So I want to tell you guys, when I was pregnant with Lainey, she's baby number 5, I was in nursing school. It was a total surprise. And I remember I went to go to a play with my friend Preeti. It was an Indian celebration. I was taking my daughter, Sitara, who's adopted from India. And it was, like 5, 6 o'clock. I don't remember. We're driving home. It's like 7. And I completely passed out asleep in the back seat. That is so unlike me. If you know me, you know I'm not that person. I am a night owl. I stay up. I get very little sleep. I run on energy. So it was so crazy. And I remember thinking, The only time that ever happened to me is when I'm pregnant. And then I was like, holy mother of God, I think I'm pregnant. Okay, so let's talk about some common symptoms and why they're not red flags. So let's normalize the weirdness that's happening inside of your body. Nausea and vomiting affects up to 70 to 80% of pregnant women, and it peaks between weeks 6 to 10. So it might be starting for you. It may not. It may start around 7 to 8 weeks for some. It just depends. It is thought to be caused by the rising HCG and the estrogen, plus the slowed down digestion from progesterone. Eat before you're hungry. Think things like ginger, vitamin B6, do some acupressure bands, cold foods, keep crackers by your bed. I recommend this to everyone. Put a pack of crackers or a non-sweet snack, something that's starchy and carby. I know if you've been avoiding them, you're not going to be happy. Keep it by your bed, and before you get out of bed, before you open your eyes and start moving, take a couple bites. That can actually really help you, because an empty stomach will make it so much worse. And it's like a catch-22 because you can't eat. But if you don't eat, you don't feel better. Also, talk to your provider, because they can talk to you about some safe nausea meds like B6 and Unisom, which is called Diclegis, or other prescription options depending on how bad it's getting. There are a lot of people who 100% believe in ginger. I had a really hard time with ginger candy, but I could do ginger ale. I don't know. But just make sure that you're eating small little meals all throughout the day. As far as being tired, fatigue is going to be a huge problem. You're not lazy, girl. You are literally building a human being. So if anyone gives you grief, turn on and say, hey, I was building a heart and some toes and fingers today. What did you do? You're also building that placenta, and progesterone is sedating, and your blood volume is increasing. So rest is not optional. It is essential for you right now. So take those naps when you can. The mood swings, you're not crazy. It's your hormones. They're shifting really fast up and down and traveling all around. And your brain is adjusting to this new thing that's happening in your body. So you might have crying, ragey moments, and then deep joy followed by panic. Totally normal. Your partner may get on your last nerves right now. Totally normal. For the bloating, the constipation, and the gas, progesterone, again, it slows everything down. So think things like magnesium, warm water, fiber supplements, and getting in a daily walk. Even if you're exhausted, just do one. Also, talk to your provider. But I find Calm gummies, and we'll link in the show notes, is one of the things that helped me the most. Okay, cramps or light spotting. You might have a little mild cramping or spotting. This can be normal, but can really freak you out, especially if you've had a loss before. Your uterus is stretching and you have increased blood flow, making your cervix more sensitive. You also might notice some cramping or spotting if you have sex. This is all normal, and unless your provider says pelvic rest, you can have sex. Call your provider if the bleeding is heavier than a period, or concerns you at all, if you just feel like something is off. If the cramping is sharp and constant and on one-sided, talk to your provider, but always just trust your gut. The next thing that we want to talk about, scratch that. This is such a tender part of your pregnancy, and maybe you weren't planning to be pregnant, or maybe you were and now you feel like crap and you're hating it and you're feeling guilty. You might feel disconnected. You might wonder, I don't even feel anything. Am I pregnant? You may be freaking out because you don't feel excited or mad that this doesn't feel like the glowy Instagram pregnancy that everyone posts about or that you imagined. But let me say this clearly. There is no right way to feel, and there's no wrong way. You're allowed to feel thrilled, terrified, neutral, mad, sad, all of them. You don't have to love every part of this to be an amazing mom. You just have to keep showing up. And I would really recommend trying this mindset shift. Every day, look at yourself in the mirror, give yourself a high five, and say, my body is doing sacred work. Even when I don't feel like myself, I trust her. So what I would recommend to do this week, here's what I recommend focusing on. Schedule your first OB or midwife appointment if you haven't already. We have a first trimester guide for you, and we'll link for that in the show notes as well. It'll help you even navigate picking your provider. Keep track of your symptoms, especially if they're affecting your daily life, so you can have conversations with your provider, because trust me, you will think of a million things you get there and you won't ask a thing if you don't have it written down. We have some stuff in the first trimester pack for that as well, and it's totally free. Start setting boundaries, emotional, physical, digital. You don't owe everyone access to you right now, so don't feel like you have to, but let someone in, whether it's your partner, a friend, or you join a space like Calm Mama Society, my membership for pregnant mamas. We all need community. And girl, get some rest, like actually rest. Turn off the TV, get off of Labor Nurse Mama's Instagram account, and rest without guilt. Put on your AirPods, listen to chill music, and rest. And don't forget, again, to grab the first trimester prep pack if you haven't. It's free. It's packed with helpful tools, and it'll help you feel like you have a plan, even when your brain feels like mush. Okay, final thoughts. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not weak for needing naps or meds or help, or feeling like you hate this pregnancy, feeling angry, feeling sad, feeling happy, feeling mad, whatever it is. You're simply human, and you're creating a new life. It's not supposed to be effortless. It's hard. It's hard work. Whether this is your first baby or your fifth, congratulations. Whether you're loving it or struggling through it, we're so happy you're here. And know this, you're already showing up for your baby by being here, and that's enough. Next week, we'll unpack weeks 8 to 10, what to expect at your first prenatal visit, with what the early ultrasound shows, and how to ask for what you need in those early appointments. Remember, hit subscribe, leave us a review. Now, until next week, drink your water, take your vitamins, speak kindly to your body, and remember, you are magical, and don't forget it. I'll see you again next Wednesday. Bye for now.